BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
In a striking moment of introspection, Kody Brown, the central figure of the reality series Sister Wives, is openly acknowledging his role in the dissolution of his plural marriage. For years, the narrative often placed the blame for the unraveling of his relationships with his first three wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, squarely on their shoulders. However, in a recent episode of the TLC series, a significant shift has occurred as Kody admits he may, in fact, be responsible for the family's struggles, confessing that he might not have loved them enough. This admission comes as Kody grapples with the reality of being left with only his fourth wife, Robyn, as the sole remaining member of his plural union. He reflects on the point where his other wives decided they could no longer continue, specifically recounting the impasse he reached with Christine, a situation he deeply regrets. Kody expresses remorse, stating, "I could have been a leader there too," highlighting a profound sense of missed opportunity and a failure to navigate those relationships effectively. This moment of self-examination unfolds as Kody discusses the ongoing inquiries from women expressing interest in joining his polygamous family. He reveals to Robyn that the prospect of taking on another wife is met with deep skepticism. His reasoning is rooted in the principle that how you do anything is how you do everything, suggesting that repeating past mistakes is an inevitable outcome if the underlying issues remain unaddressed. Kody candidly admits that he no longer believes he can genuinely multiply his love, observing that in any group of relationships, one inevitably overshadows the others. He confesses to having tried his best to love all his wives, even admitting to having faked it at times, acknowledging that ultimately, it simply wasn't going to work. This realization leads him to question the very appeal of polygamy for women, a sentiment echoed in his previous reflections on his own perceived shortcomings. Robyn, in contrast, offers a perspective rooted in her initial dream of plural marriage, the desire for a strong community of women united by a common goal, a sense of belonging and mutual support. She paints a picture of a harmonious family gathering, where Kody could confidently affirm his support for each wife. However, for Kody, this idealized vision serves as a stark reminder of his own failures. He articulates to Robyn that the ability to manage those relationships better was a skill set he lacked, leading to a confirmation of his personal shortcomings, despite the anger and frustration he has harbored for 3 years over these failures. Kody begins to see a potential silver lining, framing it as a valuable lesson. He acknowledges the lingering hostility between himself and his former wives and recognizes the wisdom in attempting to de-escalate this tension. This introspective journey is part of a larger season of revelations from Kody and his wives, both past and present, as they navigate the complex aftermath of their shared history. Meanwhile, the fallout from Kody's plural marriage continues to unfold through the perspectives of his ex-wives and children. Janelle Brown, having officially separated from Kody, reveals her contemplation of a spiritual divorce, a concept she only recently learned was an option. Inspired by Mary Brown's own experience, Janelle discusses how Mary has been instrumental in guiding her through the process of connecting with the necessary individuals. On a more personal front, Kody's daughter Madison Brush expresses her ongoing struggle with estrangement from her father, admitting to a deep desire for reconciliation but also grappling with disappointment and the challenge of seeing him for who he truly is. She acknowledges her own part in their strained relationship and is learning to manage her feelings, suggesting that perhaps her father's inability to show up stems from his own pain. Kody, however, maintains his stance that healing can only occur on the terms of his children, creating an impasse, adding another layer to the family dynamics. Robyn Brown shares her perspective on her marriage to Kody, emphasizing that her initial desire was for the plural family structure, not solely for him. She recounts receiving marriage proposals in the past, but her commitment remained to the ideal of plural marriage. Now, as they find themselves in an unintended monogamous state, Kody expresses a concern that touches upon their intimate life, suggesting that a polygamist typically desires more than a monogamist can receive, hinting at an unmet need. Mary Brown, now navigating the dating scene, shares a particularly hurtful experience where a potential suitor ended communication upon discovering her past as a polygamist. A stark realization of how her history can inhibit new connections. The complexities of the Kody Pass property also continue to be a point of discussion. Janelle Brown suggests that she may have been the only one truly invested in the idea of living on the 14-acre parcel, suspecting that for others, it was more of a fleeting desire. She posits that Christine was not keen on the idea, and Mary would have acquiesced if everyone else had agreed. Kody and Robyn, she notes, already had a house built on a smaller portion of land. Janelle's observation is that the dream of communal living on Kody Pass was unlikely to materialize soon after their move to Flagstaff. Kody himself theorizes that his strained relationships with most of his adult children stem from trash talk and innuendo, which has undermined loyalties and trust. He acknowledges that many of his grown children are no longer on his side. Mykelti Padron, one of Christine's daughters, suggests that Kody's reluctance to take accountability for his actions is a significant barrier to reconciliation, believing that an apology and a willingness to discuss past wrongs would go a long way. Further revelations emerge regarding financial matters and property transactions. Janelle Brown admits that had she been legally married to Kody, she would have sought half of his assets, recognizing it as rightfully hers. Kody's decision to sell Kody Pass was directly linked to his and Robyn's desire to purchase a new home, a move driven by a wish for a fresh start and to leave behind the heartache associated with their previous property. Kody reflects on his struggles with plural marriage, admitting that while he felt devoted to the family and the concept of plural marriage, he failed to be equally devoted to each individual wife. He acknowledges that setting up Robyn in a more luxurious home while others may do with less likely stirred jealousy among his wives, who he believes struggled to accept his commitment to ensuring Robyn's security. Christine Brown describes her marriage to Kody as demanding, characterized by his specific preferences and requirements, making the relationship a lot of work. Janelle echoes this sentiment, suggesting that relationships in the wake of such an experience must be incredibly difficult, explaining her reluctance to date again, adding a peculiar detail to their past. Christine Brown states that Kody rarely slipped up and called her by the wrong name, though he admits to occasional close calls and pivoting to avoid such mistakes. Christine also shares a feeling of betrayal by Robyn, believing she could never truly trust her former sister wife. She explains that confiding in Robyn often led to trouble when Kody became aware of the information, causing her to cease sharing personal matters. Robyn, however, defends her actions, stating she believed she was acting as a marriage counselor in an attempt to help Christine. Mary Brown describes having to establish hard boundaries with Kody, particularly during a video call regarding the sale of their Arizona property. She found his friendly demeanor inappropriate given past hurtful comments and statements made about her and her friends, emphasizing her focus on business rather than pleasantries. Kody expresses a belief that he should have had the right to vet Christine's now husband, David Woolley, especially considering his youngest daughter truly lives with them. Janelle Brown expresses doubt about recovering money she loaned to Kody and Robyn for their Arizona home, anticipating a difficult financial battle. Kody, however, claims the debt was settled, with Janelle herself stating their accounts were cleared. Astonishingly, Kody reveals that women are still reaching out, expressing interest in joining his family, with one individual even chastising him for abandoning plural marriage. While Robyn momentarily entertains the idea, she ultimately finds the direct approach to Kody inappropriate, asserting that such overtures should traditionally